Hi, my name is Carlos, and I made a short horror film called The Homage. In this video, I will be giving a behind-the-scenes look into the making of the film. I've always been into film, but I started really taking it seriously in late 2018. The horror genre was my favorite, so it was an easy choice on what to make first. An all-time favorite film of mine is Halloween and Scream, so I decided to make a good combination of the two. Since I didn't have any money or any resources, I decided to do what anybody would do. Get your friends and family to be in it. My friends and family, they're not actors, so I decided to write the role specifically for them. I made the character's personality similar to theirs, and it worked. So we began to film. It was a bit of an adjustment at first. Not everybody's used to having these lights in their faces or having a camera right up against their face and someone telling them what to do. Do it better! Every time we got together, we got better. Not just them, but for me as well, because it was my first time really making anything like that. As far as anything that big of a scale. I could have easily made something smaller, but I guess I wanted to bite more than I could chew, and I was up to the challenge. We were up to the challenge. My friends and family, they were very supportive throughout this whole process. It was a grind. It's a grind, that's for really sure. Especially with that, since nobody's getting paid, man, I'm forever grateful that my friends and family decided to donate their valuable time for free. They could have been doing anything else, but they decided to help me out, which is awesome and amazing. I'll never forget it. That's not to say there wasn't any problems within the production, because there was. Well, just like Murphy's Law, anything that can go wrong will go wrong. And sure enough, this production had all kinds of problems. Oh man, let's see. The initial script changed many times. Chunks of story and dialogue were written on the spot at times. A character's role was shortened and recast. And at one point I needed a body double for a death scene because one of my actors couldn't really do it anymore. So that was fun. But I think we handled that one pretty well, I think. At the time, my work schedule changed as well. I used to be in the mornings, but then I was at nights, especially on the weekends, so I really couldn't film anymore. And the only day I really had free was Sunday, and it was a bit of a struggle to film on Sunday nights. Having people to come in on their day off, the day of rest, to come in to film, and we were able to get some things done. And the weather on the second time we were filming, it was pouring down rain. And we're supposed to have an outside bonfire, so as you can imagine, the wood, it was not going to work. So that day was scrapped, so we just kind of hung out that day. Man. But we did it together. Despite being a one-man crew when it comes to all the equipment, the sound, the lights, the camera, the actual filming was complete. And then the fun part began, post-production. And that was a learning curve within itself. And after a while, I was getting things together, and I feel like I needed some music. Halloween had a great score, and since I had no money or budget to pay somebody to compose or the quick score for me, that was kind of out the window. So I decided to do what anybody else would do, get actual music. Then I discovered this small thing called local music, which I've been missing out. But luckily, things happen for a reason. And I was able to find this ridiculous amount of great talent around me, around the Dallas-Fort Worth area, Denton. I was able to find these talented individuals. It opened a whole new world for me, besides just trying to look for music to put in my film. Even if you don't like the film, you can't say the soundtrack to my film didn't have an amazing roster. Sub-Sahara, Rose Garden Funeral Party, Dewey, Paper Saints, and many more to name. Man, the soundtrack to my film is stacked. Really good talent, really good talent. I was actually quite surprised that they let me use some of their music. It's like nobody's random horror film. I could have gone so either way, but yeah, the first person I asked was Sub-Sahara, and they were, they're like, yeah man, go for it, and I'm forever grateful. Because ever since then, it kind of opened the door, in a sense. I was able to use their music, and then these people asked me, oh, who else are you using? And then I would tell them whose music I was using. They're like, oh, okay, if they're in it, then I'm in too. So, big shout out to Sub-Sahara. What all did I learn my first time directing? I learned quite a lot. It was a very eye-opening experience. It was very humbling. I thought like, take control, do this, do that, but it's a lot of work. It's a team effort. They say that your first film is gonna suck, and I don't feel like mine does. I'm not saying it's perfect by any stretch of the imagination. No, it has its issues, that's for sure. It has continuity issues. The audio levels aren't really sync in certain parts. It's a flawed film, that's for sure. But I'm proud of what I was able to put together with the support of my friends and family. I had fun making it. It was a blast. I can't wait to tell more stories.